All right, we are live. It is just a couple of minutes past 9 o'clock, January the 4th, 2023. Weird to say that, but it's nice to see you guys. Charles Green and Keith Campbell alongside. It is January the 4th, 2023. Um, Welcome. Nice to see you guys on a Wednesday.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, great to be here again, as always. Thank you for having me on. Such a great time hanging with you guys over the weekend. Friday and Saturday was so much fun.
Yeah, that
Such
That
a
was
was a
a lot
lot
of
of
fun.
fun, wasn't it?
Oh my God, that was so much fun.
I had a blast, you guys. I
Yeah, we
couldn't
did.
stay but about an hour and a half, but that's a good hour and a half. I got to watch with you guys. I got to watch Joe Lynch just kick it, man. It was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he tore it up that first hour very nicely.
Yeah. That was a good time. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A very fun weekend. We had our lost year-end contest backstage party on Friday night. Had our New Year's show on Saturday night. So we are definitely still recovering. Um, yeah, we are. But we are into 2023 safely. Um, yeah, going to be a great year. A lot of great things on the horizon. You
And we
know,
leave that in the dust. Leave
all
2022 in the dust.
roads.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
one of my first questions for the new year is when's the next listening party? And any thoughts on the album or a guest to come on? We haven't really talked about it. I'm just throwing it out there.
We are due to have one. You are, yeah. Um, so expect that in the new year. That's
I think we
that's
did
gonna
four
happen.
Oh
last year.
yeah.
Is that
Mhm.
correct? Four guys, right? Right.
Mhm.
Yes, we did. Let's see. Did Dive It Down.
Mm-hmm.
Did Van Halen 1.
Mm-hmm.
Um, did
Fair warning, didn't
Balance.
we? And
Fair
balance.
Warning and Balance.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. We
I'm
did.
looking forward to going in on a different kind of truth again and revisiting the album. I'll be perfectly honest. I haven't listened to a single song from that album in a couple of months, and I've been thinking about it a lot. It's a little darker album. It's got some really, really, it's some of, just my opinion, some of Eddie's best work. It's
Oh yeah.
it's just some of his
Mhm.
flat best work. Wasn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
received by the masses the same, but
It,
we've all gone down the Van Halen roller coaster. We're still riding it. It's a good ride, so I'm not going to
but a
complain.
lot of us, like you say, did a different kind of truth doesn't get enough love.
No, it does
Yeah.
not. It does not.
I was.
And I
I just pulled it out of my CD player in my Jeep. Uh,
Interesting.
two days ago. I
Interesting.
always have my stuff in rotation, and
Hmm.
now right on Tokyo Dome. But one thing I always love about that is, it's got that dark, heavy tone, like you
Hmm.
said, and the mixing on it, and the engineering on it was done phenomenally,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I was actually listening back to a couple of things earlier this week about, how Ross Hogarth was working on it, and all
Hmm.
the engineering, and
Hmm.
all the different types of stuff that was worked on during that, and
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
and everybody forgets it went number two, and it only stayed number two because Adele's album broke out that week as well.
The thing that cracks me up, it doesn't really crack me up, but I always sort of in the back of my mind, I notice it. That's probably the most Eddie
Yeah,
album. If you want to talk about, percentage of his influence on that album, That's his. That's all him. He's dumped his soul into that album, and that's really going to be your most saturated Eddie Van Halen album, I think, that we could even listen to, as far as his input on the album. Because that's what he built 5154. To produce and make music. So I'm looking forward to going back into that, you guys. I can't wait. That's going to be a lot of fun. Who could come on with us? I don't know. It'd be great to have Dave Roth on. He just started the Roth show back.
Yeah,
Episode
right
2 just came out. He talks in episode 1 last week, just to recap. He starts the show off. Well, Tony, I won't jump into it. I don't want to jump ahead. You let me know when you want to go there, and I'll go there, brother. I know.
Let's go right into episode 2, brother. Come on. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No.
And I get excited talking about Van Halen, but I love these guys, and I haven't opened my chat window up yet. So
I haven't either.
Anyway.
I haven't either.
Let's open it up and say hi to everybody.
Yeah. So before we say hello, we have trivia tonight. A good question,
very
hard question, but you're gonna have to earn it. Yeah, I'm gonna show you what we're gonna.
Oh yeah.
What we're gonna give you. All right. So what you're gonna get tonight is $1 million Van Halen bucks right off the top.
Boom.
And
that is must-have swag. Must-have.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, you are also going to get in a sealed pack. No, it's not a rubber.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Or a lollipop. But it is.
Shiny.
It is, in fact.
Oh, is that a
71D?
I mean, a 71, right?
Quarter. Yeah.
1971D quarter. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, man.
All you Van Halen fans know what that's about.
That's pretty cool.
So you're getting this tonight for trivia.
They used to come a lot easier about 20 years ago. Now you got to look for them.
Yeah. So you get $1 million at 25 cents tonight.
That's it. That's it.
That's really cool. Very cool. Very cool, man.
Yeah. Or I'll write you a check instead. And I'll keep that. Yeah.
Hey, look, I'll pay you for it. What the fuck?
That's right. All right. All right. Let's open up chat and see who's here, Charles.
All right, man. I'm opening it, Tony. Oh, go.
All right. Here we go. Boom. All right. Nice. There they are. All right. So let's start at the bottom, Charles. You want to do roll call?
I'd love to do roll call, man. First, we got Dan of New Jersey. Dude, it's good to see you, Dan. I love it when Dan's here.
Your stuff has been mailed out, Dan.
We got Sandra. It's good to see you, Sandra. Love you, sweetheart. We got Fairfield Guitars is in the house. Lewis, what's going on, bro?
Lewis, what's up?
Really good to see you, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, we had a really good time with you, bro, on New Year's. You rock, bro.
Yeah,
let's see. Hey, Ed Dubril. Ed, we had a great time with you on New Year's, brother. Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Yeah, we did. Hey, Ed.
Thomas Santiago's in the house. It's good to see you, Thomas.
Hey, Thomas.
Right on, brother. Christopher Sova.
Year,
right on, bro. You survived New Year's. Right on, Christopher. Not too shabby, brother.
Right on,
Not too shabby, bro. Hey, Nightbot is in the house, you guys. Jay Turner. Right on, Jay.
Jay, what's up, bro?
Brother.
Yeah, we got our 1-year bucket list. Gonna catch Mr. Turner and his band Mean Street somewhere in North Carolina, South Carolina. We're gonna make that happen.
We are.
Yes,
I
sir.
can't wait. That's gonna be so cool. We're gonna keep talking about it till it is so. You know what I'm saying? Mackenzie Hayes, new name. Welcome to Halenville.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome, sweetheart.
Very cool. Let's see. We got Andy Carson. Right on, Andy. Station 5,
Andy?
bro. Strong. Right on, bro. Good to see you, man.
We saw Andy this weekend too. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh
we
yeah.
did. Yes, we did.
Yes, we
Still
did.
scrolling up. Still scrolling up. Looking for a new name, you guys. Hey, the Axe. It's good to see you, bro. Right on, man. I hope you had
Nice
a
to
really
see you,
good New
dude.
Year's, bro. Papa Blue. It's good to see you, Papa. Welcome, man.
Pop up.
Let's see here. Boom, boom. All right. I believe we are about there. I'm going down to the bottom to see who jumped in the last couple of seconds. And we should be pretty good, you guys. We're good. We are good. All right. Welcome, you guys. Welcome to Halenville.
Yeah, Steve-O, what's up, dude?
Steve-O, yeah.
Steve-O, right on, bro.
Yeah, forgot about
Nice
Steve-O.
to see you, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed him. Sorry. Steve-O, bro. I'm so sorry I missed you, brother. Welcome, brother.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Soon, bro. Soon, man.
Yep, we'll find out.
Yeah. That's right.
Inquiring minds want to know too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know it. I know it, man. What do you guys drink? I'm drinking some of the best darn coffee. My daughter hooked me up with the same Trejo's LA blend right here. It's
Oh, nice. How was that?
it's really good. It's really good, man. I'm kind of a coffee kid, man. I'm a coffee kid. I really am. Man, it's just been cold and wet in North Carolina. My gosh, what a mess.
No.
Although get a load of this, guys. Yeah, 72 degrees yesterday.
Where?
Here,
Yeah, it's
Whoa.
been very mild here. For,
72 degrees, and we
3 or 4
literally for the
days
last
now. Yeah.
5 days we had 11-degree hard freeze 2 days before. Okay, so 2 days before Christmas, 1 day before Christmas Eve, we get an 11-degree hard freeze with wind, and the power goes out in several spots around our market that we handle, Charlotte and the outer areas. And so phone starts blowing up. People are calling because their systems automatically kick back on when it's all automated. And when the power goes back on, unfortunately, if it's longer than, in those temperatures, with less than an hour, you've got less than an hour. You don't even have an hour until you've got some kind of a freeze blockage somewhere. They kick back on and then they blow pipe. So I've spent the last better part of this week doing nothing but repairing messed up systems from a hard freeze. And I was working from all of that devastation. I'm in 72 degrees, literally thinking, gee, man, I need some shorts and a t-shirt, And so something's not right now. I'm waiting for everything to go south. And
it
I
is
see
in
some
a
real
couple
cold
of
weather
days.
back here because it is going to happen. But it's
coming
freakishly
back.
warm, you guys. It's weird warm, dude. Dwight Bailey, it's
Yeah.
good to see you, brother. Hitman
What's
is
up,
in the
Dwight?
house, man.
What's going on, Dwight?
Hey,
Yeah.
Dwight, I enjoyed your latest video, dude.
Yeah, this video
Love
kick
that.
ass. Love it. Love his music. Yeah, he
Love
does
it.
a great
Yeah.
job.
So,
Oh, hey, R2R3's in the house too.
R2, what's
lock it
up,
up.
bro?
Yeah.
Hey, brother.
Lock it up.
So, way back in 1984, Jump came out 39 years ago this week. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Now
I
I know I'm
remember.
officially old.
We remember watching the world premiere on MTV. My goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was shocking.
Young and skinny, man.
It was very shocking. Hearing Eddie play keyboards like that, it was interesting. The music was so good that he pulled it off, and because he didn't stop playing guitar, he still rocked live in concert. It was nice. They do the interlude. He played keyboards. He'd do this and that, but he still rocks. So it was accepted. But it's funny, and I'll mention it. The very first, the thing that Dave did on the Roth show last week, the first show since he started it back up, he tells a story of the very first time that Eddie played for him on a keyboard jump and his reaction. I'll say it right now. If you haven't seen the new Roth show, you need to check it out and listen to it. And we'll talk about
Both
that
of
a little
them,
bit. But
episode 1
Yeah.
and 2.
yeah,
Two
but
episodes.
I didn't mean to jump there right now.
No.
Ironically,
Come right in.
but yeah, back to what you were saying, Tony. Right back to what you were saying, bro.
Yeah, dude. It is nice to hear Dave, like you said, Charles.
He's sharp as a
It
tack
is
right now.
to come out with a new Roth show, and it sounds like in both these episodes, if you haven't heard them, it does sound like that he hadn't slowed down a bit, man.
Gear Junkie.
I think, Gear Junkie. It's good to see you, brother. Welcome to Halenville,
What's
my
up, bro?
He's been beating his body half to death, entertaining us for 50 years. That's what's going on. And, you're human. You only can last and beat your body to death so long. And, drugs have not been his downfall. He doesn't show the signs of massive drug use like you might expect from a band like Van Halen. He's obviously been taking care of his body and, kind of an obsessive compulsive way, I kind of felt.
Yeah.
To our benefit, obviously. Interesting enough, mentioning in episode 2, he talks about his toe, arthritis in his toe. He's got to have surgery on it. Talks about just a little briefly, but his story is wonderful. Got to check it out. The stories he's telling are priceless. They're priceless, as only Dave can tell them. Yeah, he sounds really good, you guys.
Yeah, Dave is very talkative in these, and it's nice to hear him again.
It is
nice to hear him again. Yeah. And both of the episodes, at the end of the day, they're about nothing, but it's just pure Dave,
Mm-hmm.
And he sounds real good too. He's sounding good.
When you compare him to the last Roth season, I noticed zero difference. As far as when you're listening to the old and the newer episode, the brand new episodes right now, his problem is not cognitive ability and recall. Not his problem. He sports a serious vocabulary. He really does,
What's up, Tommy?
Hey, Ben Tom, we love you, brother. Hope you had a great
Happy New Year, bro.
Also, Ryan Hall. It's good to see you, Ryan. Janice Lala is in the chat. It's good to see you, Janice.
Hey, guys.
I don't think I missed anyone. I think I got everybody caught up, you guys. Let me know, you guys. Yep, I'm caught up. Good to see all of you. Yeah. So it's David Lee Roth's 50th year anniversary being in Van Halen. I may have mentioned that earlier. He celebrated that. He mentioned it on his latest, podcast.
5-0.
He references the summer of 82, transitioning to 83, sort of an unspecific. There's no month. It's just that's when they transition.
What's up, Brian? Good to see you,
Van
bro.
Halen, out of his words, right? Tommy, your grandmother's going to turn 100 this year.
That's
right
awesome,
on, bro.
Man.
Good genes, brother. Right on, man. That's really cool. He was also so he starts off episode 1 right off out of the gate. He talks about Eddie, talks about how much he misses Eddie, how much he loved Eddie. He tells an Eddie story. Tells a story about them as young guys. They were probably at that time about 17, 18 years old. They weren't old enough to actually be in regular, clubs to play. So there were select places. He tells the stories of select places that they played. And he mentions the Crystal Palace, and
Walter Mitty's.
Between the sets, they would have to go back behind the amps and hang out back there, and they couldn't be seen unless they were actually playing. Now the rules he mentioned, he talks about the rules, and I don't want to give too much info because his story is it's just so good. I don't want to mess it up. But he talks about how things were more lax in those days. He's right. It's funny, he's talking about the 70s. Essentially, at that point, he's talking about 74 at this point, I believe, in episode 1, and he sort of transitions a little further into like 75 in episode 2. Now, in episode 2, he tells a story about Alex going to show up at Alex's house. Alex would always do one thing. He'd come out of the house. He'd have a sandwich. It was usually a tuna fish sandwich, I think is what he says. And he says he'd give Dave half, put the other half in his mouth, and reach down and grab one of his kick drums because both kick drums went in the back of the trunk. He tells that story.
The other one.
He tells that story. It's priceless.
Yeah.
And I don't want to mess it up for you guys. I'd love to sit here and tell you all the stories that he tells, but I don't want to do that. It'll mess it up. And Dave is the best flipping storyteller in rock, I believe.
Yeah, those 2 episodes.
Although I've heard Blackie Lawless tell a couple of really good ones, so I just throw that out there. Yeah.
They're about what, half an hour each, Charles?
Yep, 25 minutes, 28 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
There's no dull content at all. I miss him pushing his products. I miss him pushing all his ink products. By the way, Tony, it has been a minute since I have seen you sport that tattoo. I think we would all love to see it if it'd be okay.
Dude, I got on long sleeves.
I'm just throwing it out there.
I got on long sleeves under this. So.
Uh-oh.
Dude, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I used to get to see it every flipping week. Now we haven't seen it in months now. Dude, I'm making you go through the ringers here, bro. That's okay. We all want to see it. At least I do. Screw the chat. I'm just kidding you guys. Now, you're still using his products, right?
Yeah.
You hadn't run out. You're still sporting.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
I'm about to run out, though.
Uh-oh. Dave. That is badass. Look at you guys, man. I still haven't got any ink yet. I talked about it.
Sleeves, dude.
I talked about it. Thank you, Tony. Thank you,
dude.
brother. Keith, you're muted. Keith, you're muted.
Sorry.
You're good.
I'm getting a Frankenstriped armband, and I'm
Nice.
going to get the Van Halen logo.
Nice.
I'm debating whether or not it's going to be the gold logo or the chrome logo, but it's going to be right there in the middle.
When are you getting this?
When I move to North Carolina, I'm going to have Leah Vendetta do it for me. Ricky Rackman's woman.
Nice, dude. That's very cool.
Yeah,
That's
she's like, I can't wait. I'll do it for you. I'm like, okay, cool. So
that's awesome.
Hey, Amanda, welcome.
Hi, Amanda.
Hey, Amanda, how are you? It's good to see you. Welcome to Halenville.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. We're going to get into some really nerd topics probably after the 1 hour mark. But yeah.
Totally geek out.
We'll go there. We'll do the comparison. We were talking backstage before the show, and it's something we must talk about it. We must.
We don't have all the answers, but we've got to talk about it.
Yeah, we got to go down the rabbit hole.
I thought there was clarification, but
thought so anyway.
We're going to find out. We're going down a rabbit hole, you guys.
Must go. Yeah. We must.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We have to ask those questions, and everybody's got them too as well. So.
Yeah, my goodness.
Yay! Yeah. That'll be lots of fun.
Well.
Oh, geez. It's funny. I was listening to talking about Dave again and talking about his new, the newest version of the Roth show. He was telling a story. There was back when I was a kid in the 70s. So I graduated high school in 79. So we're talking about 74, 75, just before junior high school, getting into high school, getting into rock radio. FM radio was becoming a thing. At least on my radar, I was getting into music and getting into rock pretty heavy. And he was telling a story about showing up for these shows. He said, there was such a tight knit group in those days when they started playing the clubs. It was like one guy was assigned to make the drink, and the way that they would all party because they weren't of age is they would take an igloo. He tells this story, you guys. Take an igloo cooler and they would fill it up with all kinds of it. The alcohol would be like a gin, a vodka, or a rum, a clear alcohol.
All clear, yes.
And then they would throw fruit juice, all kinds of, every one of these guys had like his own concoction, his own style. And he tells a story about that. And
this was all pre-Rudy libation station stuff.
Yeah.
This is back in the backyard party days. And
the very beginnings. What he refers to as the golden years. That's what Dave calls them, the golden years, when he talks about Van Halen. He always showcases a piece of music on his show. He showcased Somewhere Over the Rainbow Bar and Grill, which he says is a song specifically about not necessarily the rainbow, but about a specific bar that had sawdust on the floors.
Walter Mitty's. The biker bar.
Biker bar. And I'm trying to think of the name of that it was Walter Mitty's, and it was in
right.
Pomona. I was going to say Pasadena, but it was Pomona, California, in the freaking desert. It was a hardcore biker bar. And what I was talking about when I was a kid in 74, 75, this place was notorious. To give you like an image of a likening to it, Roadhouse. Just like it. And
worse than Roadhouse.
Now, Dave tells in his story, he says it was the Mongols were the biker gang that had that bar. But in my memory, it was the California Outlaws. Okay, now that in my memory. So when he told the story, I was going, gee, Dave, I maybe. But anyway, definitely a hardcore place, violent all the time. And you'd always hear about it on the news. I remember
multiple gangs, though.
Yeah. And it was always violence reported there. And the Hells Angels were tied into it, and a couple of other gangs were also in the news there. But this is the bar. This is one of a handful that would allow Van Halen to play in the very early days, because you had to be 21 to be playing in these clubs. And the only reason that they got into specific places is because of the way things were in those days. It was lax. I remember a story. It's like 76. I'm like a freshman or a sophomore in high school. And one of my older friends got his driver's license. He was driving his sister's 69 Mustang, 4-speed. And me and him, Jeff was my buddy, and Dave got in that car and we drove to the Colorado River. We drank the whole way there. We were absolutely wasted. And it was night. It was 3:00 in the morning when we finally got there. So we're sitting there cruising down the road. And we're flying, dude. We're flying. We're going close to 100 miles an hour, open desert. We see blue freaking lights in the back of a window. We're flicking out. There's 12, 15 empty beer cans in the back. If you did that shit nowadays,
You're
Your
going
life
to
would be
jail.
over, okay? Over. Now, this is just, I'm making a comparison, a time comparison of the timeline that Dave's telling these stories about the way he got away with shit, and they did as a band. We got pulled over by I believe it was an Arizona state trooper. I'm thinking that it was in Arizona. I think they're called state troopers. Highway patrol is what it was. And he comes walking up to the car, and we were really, really wasted. And I can remember to this day, I wasn't driving. Jeff was driving. He let us go, guys. He let us go because we could talk to him. We could talk back to him, and we didn't seem like we were so incoherent that we couldn't drive. But they would throw us under the jail nowadays. We pulled that shit. I'm ashamed to say I did it, but at the same time, there were different times. They were just different times. And so anyway, you need to check out the Roth show, you guys, and you need to listen to Dave tell stories from 74, 75, 76 that are priceless.
Those are both of those are on his YouTube. Assuming you have his YouTube.
Both seasons as well.
Yeah.
Listen to both seasons. There's about
26
episodes on the first season.
Drinking, driving shit. I just want to say it for the record. We've all done really stupid shit, me included. But no, you either learn your lesson the hard way, you get smart and don't do that shit because you'll kill somebody. Yeah. So I'm ashamed I did it, but I don't have much of a filter when I get out with you guys. We talk and I kind of things, and that's my nature. So you guys, I love you guys. You know how we are.
Also, let me say this, Charles. Today would have been Noel Monk's 79th birthday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'd like to say this, that Michael Christopher wrote his Van Halen book, and it is he did an audio version of it, and he did the characters, he narrates the whole thing, and he does a handful. There's maybe 8 to 10 constant characters through his book, and he does the absolute best Noel Monk. You get a vibe for Noel, and his story in that book is my favorite Noel Monk characterization of any Van Halen book that I've read or listened to. It's priceless. You guys need to check it out.
You also need to check this book out. Okay, get this book. This is a pillar of Van Halen biography history. Okay,
yeah.
Make sure you always own this book. Okay, it is so worth it.
It is. It is, and hold that up again, Keith.
Sure.
That
Running with the devil.
And I'll say this about that book. I found it, and I read all the new Van Halen books that come out. I found a lot of nuggets in here from the day-to-day Van Halen on tour life in that book. That I consider it one of the better ones. In lieu of that, nugget filled, man. I mean, man,
probably I've got a couple of favorite stories from this book. One of them was when Eddie thought he was getting a paternity lawsuit, and it was not by a certain way that he was, getting it. But then the other one was how he broke his wrist. And that one, went in depth on how it all went down. They were
and what it cost the band and how it changed the course of Van Halen history. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And it also was a huge changing transition for him too, in terms of guitar building. Okay, because during that time is when he was also working with Floyd Rose and starting to work with Kramer as well.
Yeah, man, very interesting. Very interesting.
But yeah, it's talks all about the drunken frailties of working on the road. Dealing with drunken brothers,
lifestyle
drunken bandmates,
we
and
all
all
can
of it.
imagine. It's funny. We were fortunate enough. I don't know if you guys shared it with the chat or not yet, but when we did the the New Year's show, Steve Rosen, um, well, Steve Rosen was in our green room, and we got to talk a little bit with him one on one about Tone Chaser, and I can't wait. We said it to. I said it to him then. We all said it to him. Not just me, but we can't wait to be able to get him on here and actually, go in depth, go down some rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Let him bear some more of his soul. He's so transparent in this. We're really proud of Steve Rosen.
Let's stop right there. So our lost year-end contest, Steve was our surprise special guest in the Friday night party. And the four winners from this past or from December got to hang out with Steve and us, and it was quite a good time. It was
Yeah, it
awesome.
was.
Yeah.
A lot of questions got answered by the winners too. They were asking a lot of great questions, and Steve was more than willing to answer them. Yeah. It was such a great hang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when is the signing? Keith, you're going to roll up there and see him.
He's got two actually.
Zlos?
He's going up to Book Soup, which is up on Sunset Strip on the 9th, which is next Monday.
Okay.
So I'm going to that one. And then he's also going to be doing a signing at Max, which is with two X's in Pasadena. And VanHalen, the tribute band, which everybody who's connected to Van Halen has seen them perform and said they are the most accurate tribute David Lee Roth era Van Halen show out there, period. And
hey, Brian.
I saw him back in the summer up in Solana Beach, not too far from where I live, and they put on such a fantastic show, and we gotta get that band on here, and I hope that they can fit it into their schedule for us. I mean, they would be such a great interview to have, because they've been doing it for 20 years as well.
That's a long time. That's a long time to be doing
Steve's
that.
Steve's gonna be doing a signing during that at Max in Pasadena, and then he's also going to be doing the 9th at Book Soup.
That is outstanding.
And he's also going to be working on getting Niels Lozauer in there too as well, and to sign his books. So, yeah, for any of you in the Southern California area, it's going to be a busy week for you.
You're really fortunate that you're out there, Keith. You really are at this point.
I still got to drive a bit, but it's worth it. With those guys, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a drive, though. That's a cool drive, dude.
I said during the Friday night hang with the contest winners, I've already got my book signed by both of them. Okay, all I want is a picture with both of them, and I could die a happy man. That's a bucket list item right there.
Yeah, that would be really.
So I'll just hold up my two books, have these guys on either side, and bam, get a picture done, and I'd be a happy camper.
I can see you grabbing Steve and dragging him over to Zlos. That's funny. Oh, hey, Brian S. Guitars, bro. It's good to see you, Brian. Yeah. All right, brother.
Those four winners, if you're in the chat, you guys, your stuff is in the mail.
Yes, it is.
Everything's mailed out, and shipped. So,
everything ships.
We gave away some really nice prizes. We gave away some passes and guitar picks.
Yeah. My belt, my battery pack. The Fairfield guitar battery pack from 1986 and 88. That went to Dan. Congratulations, brother.
You rock, Dan.
Yeah.
That's a really cool thing. It's really cool of you to do that, Keith. That's really nice.
Hey. It's Halenville.
We're going to get into some some trivia. Not right now, but in the next few, we're going to get into some nearly impossible Van Halen trivia.
This is a good one too, kids.
You got to bring it tonight.
Yeah, you better know your stuff tonight.
No gimmies.
Yeah,
Brendan
earn
B
it.
Squared is in the house, people.
B.
Good to see you, Brendan. Right on, man.
Yeah, you're
Going
playing
on, Buck
from the
Chief?
back tees tonight, not the
Yeah.
ladies' tees.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I gotta do this for them. See? They don't fall. Love
No,
that
they
stuff,
don't.
man. Yeah.
Mm.
Gretch Zeppelin. What's going on? Gretch, right on, brother.
What's up,
What's
bro?
going
What's
on,
going
man?
on? There's another hanger. Yeah.
He said he
He got
really
his
was
stuff,
impressed with
yeah.
that poker chip, Tony. He likes that poker chip.
Yeah. They don't drop.
No, not easily anyway.
Yeah. Look at all those picks.
So yeah, we're gonna give you tonight. We're gonna give you $1 million Van Halen bill, and they are nice as hell. Plus, sealed in a pack.
I got
And these
something
are
in the mail as
sealed
well,
like
Brendan.
a lollipop or a condom.
Nice.
1971 D quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
I wish I was in the chat right now. I need one of those. I really, really need
That's
one of
why
those.
we drug you out of the chat, man.
You
Give
buns
everybody
of
else a fair
stitches.
chance.
I think
level
I've
the playing
included.
field.
And
I'm
in
not
the chat,
sure.
you're welcome.
I'm not sure which. I'm not sure which one got what, but I think I dropped a couple of these in a couple of the guys' prize packs over the weekend.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, look at you guys. Wow, getting some 71Ds.
Can't think of exact. I think I sent a couple of them away.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Did you see the private chat, Keith? Brendan said open it.
Oh, we got time
Oh
for that
yeah,
later on.
we got to
We'll-
unboxing
Yeah.
We'll do that later. We'll do
And
that later.
Damn, we got to unbox.
We'll do that in the second half.
Love unboxing.
Also, Brendan
Yeah.
mentioned that he had something that he was going to open on, I think, on the next show. I hope I saw that correctly, Brendan.
He's going to do that on Saturday, I believe.
Yeah. So he's got something to show us. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Can't wait, bro.
Little
Yeah,
sneak
there it
peek.
is.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Cool. Nice.
So let's see what else we got going on this week. I saw that Miles Garrett, Miles from Alter Bridge, he dropped another video with Mammoth. Did you guys see it?
Was that Miles Kennedy we're talking about?
Or Miles Kennedy?
Okay,
Miles
I got
Kennedy,
you. I got you, brother.
I
Alter
don't know
Bridge,
why I
right?
said Miles Garrett. Yeah,
Okay.
Alter Bridge.
Okay,
Miles
got you,
Kennedy.
bro. Got you.
He walks up to the dressing room for Mammoth, and he knocks on the door, walks in, and goes, "Hi guys." And they're all just sitting there minding their own business, and all in a row like little teachers' kids. Like,
Yeah.
"Oh, hi Miles. Hey, I was
Nice.
thinking maybe we should go on tour together this year. What do you guys think?" "Wow, Miles, that would be great. Okay, here are the dates." And then he drops all the dates down. It was really funny. Just to see all these knuckleheads just sitting in a row, just like little pupils.
Yeah,
So,
we're anxiously, we've already decided we're going to head up to. If I heard it correctly, Brennan said we could take over his house for like 3 days, sleep on the couches in the living room floor, and something about he'd feed us or something. I'm not sure if I heard that correct, but we could catch that one show up there, and we're going to do that if we have to see Mammoth on this tour, because I'll be damned if I'm going to wait a year or more to see Mammoth again. That's not going to happen. If I can avoid it.
They're playing Tennessee with them as well.
So since going to Tennessee,
Memphis, I believe,
going to have to commute. So we may as well
Nashville at the Ryman.
Nashville. Okay.
We'll get to see some friends up there. We'll get to meet some people. It'll be a better trip, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now Nashville is the closest, and that's
Yeah.
still for Nashville. For it's that's man, that's almost 8 hours, man. That's 7 hours. It,
Yeah, Brennan. He said you guys can stay here for sure. Awesome, awesome. Gonna let us eat all his food, drive his car. It's gonna be cool, man. It's gonna be cool. Thanks.
but
You
yeah,
know,
if they don't come near here, it's we're going somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not playing the Carolinas at all.
uh, Jay Turner mentions winery dogs are coming to Charlotte April 2nd.
Nice.
There's a massive amount of shows coming in the next couple of months, Jay.
Mikey. I love me
Oh
some
yeah,
Mikey.
I've got a couple of pretty good shows in the next couple of months coming up. Some really cool
yeah,
stuff.
Mikey and Billy and ooh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Um,
haven't seen Mike Portnoy since oh god, since I first moved out here. I think like maybe in
wow.
04, 05.
Uh-huh.
Played down at Spreckles. That was a phenomenal show. And you know, I got to meet him, got to know him back in the late '90s, early 2000s when I was still
Mhm.
living in New York, and he was there too. He actually lived right down the street from me. So
Oh, that's
and
awesome,
it,
dude.
it was really weird seeing he posts regularly on like Instagram and Twitter and everything, and it was just so weird seeing a picture of him and Marlene and his kids. And when I first met Marlene, we were at a shop right, a supermarket, and they had little baby Max in his hands. And
Really?
now Max is out there drumming, doing his own thing now.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Wow.
killing it. So good
That's
for him.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. That is awesome. Well, what else is new, guys? What
Yeah.
got any plans here for the near future other than that?
Got some great plans for next Wednesday night. I almost forgot to mention he was in the chat.
Yeah.
Can't wait. That's it.
Lewis from Fairfield Guitar Company is going to be with us next Wednesday.
Guy
Very
right
excited
there.
about that.
Guy right there.
Hells yeah. Yep. Damn
Yeah,
Skippy.
dude.
You know, this little packet was fastened to one of his strap. I'm in love with this freaking banjo strap, guys. It's the greatest strap in the world. There's no need for any other strap. The only reason to buy the other straps is just because you got to have them. That's why. But this came on a little pack. I'm not even going to take it apart. I'm just going to keep it just like that. It comes with a bunch of his picks in there, and
Nice.
that's a really cool 1980s Van Halen pen.
Yeah, that's from the '81 tour, I believe. I had one of those from my
There was
first
a,
concert.
there was about a 2.5, 3 year period where I had this leather jacket I used to wear. It was when I was clubbing, early 80s, and I must have had 35 or 40 of these little stick pin emblems. They were the thing in the early 80s. Everyone
Yeah.
had them.
Yeah, that and the denim jacket with all the patches.
Well, interesting enough, Alan Kaufman, Motley Crue's original manager, he walked up one day and he gave me a little one. It was smaller than this one here. It's a little smaller than that. It was a Green World. It was written in Japanese. And they were the original, his company's original company actually managed Motley Crue. They're called Green World. Alan was into real estate. He was really a real estate
I'll
guy.
be right
It's
back.
kind of funny how his hobby was Motley Crue. I wish I still had that pin. That's what my story. I was just going to say. I wish I still had that little pin, man.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really cool to still have it. I have no idea what happened to the jacket and all those pins. Couldn't even tell you.
I know.
I remember the best parts of the 80s, though, guys. I remember them. I definitely do. Yeah, talking about jumping around a little bit, talking back about Dave in episode 2, he did mention he was going to have surgery on one of his toes. I think it was his big toe. And that, he tells a story, and that's why you guys need to go in there and listen to it, because he tells a story about having to go to a dispensary and get some cannabis. But it's funny the way he tells the story. He doesn't smoke. He takes care of his body. He makes a kind of just a little remark about it. So he's going there. He's got to get some edibles. And so he's talking about he's got to get some edibles that turn him into a couch potato because after surgery, he's going to be watching a lot of movies. And listening to him just tell that story is priceless. It's priceless, Dave. Got to check it out, guys.
That next line, you almost, but yeah, priceless.
Yeah.
And that's a great story too.
I'm so glad he started the Roth show back
He
up.
teased you on there. Sorry, guys, but it is a great story. It fucking is.
Well, when they showed up in the clubs in the early days, they wore these jumpsuits. And they wore the jumpsuits so they didn't mess up their stage clothes, which they had under the jumpsuits. And they'd get behind the amps and they'd pull the jumpsuits off.
They also wore the jumpsuits so they weren't recognized.
Exactly.
So they had to put their hair back in ponytails. Just like look like they were, the roadies instead of being the band.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think in the early days, though, it was more for let's not get the crap on our stage stuff. Let's get it on these coveralls, and I don't think it was to be recognized at that point.
God, I swear I don't want to tell too much of the interview. There's so many great stories he tells, and I'm gonna have to shut up, you guys, because I don't want to ruin it for you. You got to hear these stories from Dave. But there's a lot of content in those first two shows. There's one every week now. I hope he does it forever.
And they're not long episodes either. Even last season, they're not long. So they're, you can listen to one while you have a sandwich.
Yeah. You can listen to one on the way to work. On the road.
Yeah.
Pop it on your phone and you'll pull it up. Such great stuff. Is it almost that time or what?
It is.
I believe it's getting close.
Fastly approaching.
Yeah. Yeah, it is that time, isn't it? I just heard the drill. Boy, I'm ahead of the curve here.
All right, so somebody is going to win tonight. Let's see. We're going to play some Nearly Impossible. Thank you, Sandra. Halen trivia. Yes, we are. All right.
Mine's an impact gun, not a drill.
All right, let's find us a question. All right, now again, kids, we are playing for the Van Halen $1 Million bill, and we are playing also for a actual sealed in a little pack 1971 D U.S. quarter. Right
Those
there.
are your two prizes right there.
Very cool.
I don't know how, but it is, and it's in a little. It's in a little pack like a rubber. How's that?
$1 million and 25 cents.
Yeah.
Hey, Guitar Man 45. He's got to take a little quick trip. He says he'll be listening. You rock, brother. Be
on,
safe,
dude. Good to see you, man.
Good luck, you guys.
So there is a email address down below in the description of the show. Trivia winners email. If you're the winner, email me your name and address, and I'll mail you that stuff out in the morning. And yeah, you will be our winner. But it is hard because it is nearly impossible, Van Halen trivia. We kind of went slack on you guys for a couple of weeks while we were trying to have winners in the Halenville Lost Year-End contest, but now that's over and done, and now I'm gonna stick it to you.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Like sand or
I'm
gravel
so
with
kidding.
That.
But they are hard on purpose. But
Yeah, they are difficult. This one's a tough one. So, Here we go.
Alrighty. So Van Halen, nearly impossible
Yep.
Van Halen trivia.
And I'll be keeping an eye on the chat,
Get
boys
ready
and
to
girls.
type. All right. All right, here we go. In 1995, on the Balance Tour, Alex Van Halen drank a pre-show concoction that consisted of what? You watching, Charles?
I'm watching.
I'm watching it as well.
Hey, quick shout out to Charles 75N. It's good to see you, brother. Right on, man. I'm loving those guitar raps you're doing, bro. We're going to talk in the future about those. They're coming in, guys.
Good guesses.
I'm laughing at some of these.
You see Amanda
There you go.
Peters' response? I already lost. Don't give up,
There we
Amanda.
go. Ed got it.
Oh,
Where's
look
he
at
at?
that.
Oh, look at him, man.
Oh,
Look
my
at him,
goodness.
man.
No, that is
What a nerd, dude. That's next level nerd stuff, bro. Very cool.
Not
Very
the
cool,
Slips and
Ed.
Ginger Ale one, but the other one.
So, Ed is the big winner for
Very well
tonight.
done, Ed. You rock, bro.
Right on, Ed. All right. Okay.
That's awesome, dude. I can't believe he knew that. I can't believe he knew that.
Right on. That was quick, man.
Yeah.
I gotta,
Wow.
man, I gotta tighten up, Keith.
No. Yeah, you got to bring your A game, man. I told you. I gave you fair warning months ago. These guys are on their game.
I even shortened the question than what it was and made it more.
Hey, Tony, Ed's doing a real nice thing right here. He said he would like for you to send that to the new member, Amanda, of the chat.
Amanda, we are happy to do that.
That's because he's a
Great job.
class act, Amanda. Class move
Pay it
right
forward,
there.
brother. Pay it forward.
Yeah, that's very cool. Very cool, Ed. You rock, bro.
Yeah.
If you would like, there is an email address, Amanda, in the description, and I'm happy to mail that 71D quarter and that $1 million Van Halen bucks to you. Thank you for being here. And Ed, thanks to Ed. Let me say this, Ed, we had two special guests for our Halenville Live last year in Backstage Bash contest, and it was Steve Rosen and Ed was our other special guest at the party.
That's right.
And it was great
That's right.
to see Ed, great for everyone to meet Ed.
Our
And
unofficial
Steve.
fifth member of Halenville.
Yeah, Ed's great. Ed, if you don't know, Ed is a true artist. Ed, let me find one. Ed is the creator of these images right here that you see, and they are lovely.
Still got to
and
make
we
Charles
love
taller,
them.
though.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I love his work, man.
Yeah.
But it's just so cool. All right.
Show us that pool
Thank you,
party,
Ed.
man.
Thank you, dude. I mean, just, geez, man.
Find that pool party. That's the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right on.
pretty darn cool.
So yes, Amanda, thanks for being here. We'll send you other stuff, our show guitar picks, and there's a few different ones of those. And so thanks for being here. Yeah. Right on.
Well played, you guys.
Welcome to the
and
village.
next week,
Welcome to Halenville.
and we'll talk more about this too.
Mm-hmm.
Lewis from Fairfield Guitars will be with us, and he was at our get together. He was a winner in the month of December.
Mhm.
Um, yeah,
We're so fortunate to have so many interesting people that we run into. We say it all the time. We love to interact with people in the chat. We like to meet you guys. We like to
This
put a
is
name
one
with
of
a
Andy's
face.
picks.
yeah, I
Um,
will, Andy. I've
Mhm.
sent a number of prize packs out here since New Year's, and a lot of them have your picks, if not all of them.
Yep.
So thank you for that. They are, and I've said it before, you see these guys holding them up. They are, I think, the nicest guitar pick design of 2022, in my
pretty
Oh
opinion.
yeah.
darn cool.
Yeah,
They're pretty darn cool.
front and back
Yep.
can't
Yep.
beat
Oh,
them.
and Andy, just to give you a heads up, I don't know if you were in the chat on during New Year's Eve or anything when I told you when I gave away the prize pack for the belt. I also gave away that shirt, that large shirt as well. So Dan got that as well, along with one of your picks.
Right on.
So
Very
he
cool.
needed to get one of those.
Oh, hey guys, Brendan. Wow, who does this sound like? Guys, I got to get up at 5:30 in the morning. Morning comes
Oh
fast. Good night.
well,
Sounds like me,
before he
dude.
does that,
Thank you.
can we? Before he
Let's
does that, can we
unbox
do
real
this?
quick,
Yeah,
B.
yeah. Let me do this real quick, okay?
Open it
So
on up, bruh.
I've already got it opened, and he left me a note, which I'm gonna leave to the side. But this was on top.
Excellent.
So guess this is gonna get Frankenstriped.
Nice. Nice.
Definitely gonna get Frankenstriped. Thank you, brother. Love it, love it, love it. And now here we go on the other one. Lots of foam and oh yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, another big
Nice.
shot glass. Sweet. Oh, this is gonna be great to bust out.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah.
How cool are those, bro? I love them. I love them, bro.
Oh man, that is so cool how these things are just set in there. They I don't understand how they could do that. When they're making the shot glasses, what do they do? Just like dip a
No,
metal
they
pick
have
in
a they
there
have a
just to do
tool
it?
that they poke into the side, and it comes in at the same point on every single glass, and it's already predetermined for the size of that size pick. The pick is
Wow.
just put in after the fact with a very small dab of silicone or super glue on the end of it.
Okay.
Something that dries
That
clear at the very tip. You can see it if you look at the glass just at the right angle. You can see where it's glued.
okay. All right. Oh yeah. Okay. Very, very little, but very, very beautifully, very smartly done though.
Oh
Love this.
yeah,
Thank
they're
you, thank
super
you, thank
cool.
you, Brendan.
Very
Thank you.
cool, bro.
You freaking rock, bro.
Nice.
Yeah. This is kick ass. Holy crap. This is so freaking killer. Love it. Oh yeah. I will partake on that, definitely. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Nice.
Oh
Right
man.
on.
I love this family. Thank you. All of you. You guys are so killer. Oh,
I love those shot glasses, man. That is so
yeah.
cool.
Oh, you put yours to lots of good use the other night.
Oh yeah, we did. It was New
No,
Year's,
you
man.
did.
Yeah. Hey, hey.
Yeah, you got yours there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm.
Mine is put up
Ah,
now.
that
It
is
got
such a
road
killer deal.
worn, and it got road worn over New Year's weekend.
Got rode hard and put away wet.
Goodness. Mm.
Eat doggy.
Um. All right. So we're going to tell you what's really on our minds tonight.
Oh boy.
We're going to talk about it
Everything before
among
now has just
among
been
brothers,
killer.
among friends, and among brothers. But so now we all see that on the Van Halen news desk, it Jump turns 39 this week, is right up there at the top, but right under it, up until today, till that story was there, was the one that's a month old that they did from Sunset Sound at the round table with Steve Lukather. And they're talking about the song Beat It. Okay. And what the video says is that when asked about the song, Steve did the rhythm tracks to a lot of the Michael stuff, but what he said was that, yeah, Don and Ed did that up at 5150. That Quincy sent them the master tape up there, and they did it up there, and they cut the tape because they wanted to solo over in a different place, and it wouldn't sync back up. Okay, and they panicked and got together a couple of people and went to Sunset Sound the very next day and got it fixed and gave the master tapes back to Quincy, and the rest is history. And that's what it says. But that's not possible because 5150 wasn't built then.
Yeah.
That right?
Yeah.
The irony of it is, we all three got together for the show and we were talking about it before we came on, and we immediately, Keith said something, I said something, Tony said something, and we started realizing the timeline wasn't quite right. And I've seen there's a 3 or 4 year old video of Steve being interviewed, and he tells the story. There's no 5150 in the story. He just told it again. Now there's 5150 in the story. My puzzlement, because I love Steve Lukather. I don't believe 5150 was actually built when this occurred. And so we don't know. We're a little puzzled.
I think Keith is off to get something to show us.
Yeah. Well, also,
in
a couple of the books that we've read in the last year, there are, in Edward's words, quotes in the book, in Eddie's words,
direct conflicting
that conflict that as well. So, the Van Halen drama continues for us right now. There's an answer to this.
See you,
I don't know
Janice.
what it
Good
is.
to see you.
Janice, be well. We love you, sweetheart.
Okay, so we all know about this book, Chris Gill and Brad Tolinsky's book. They talk about it as well, the timeline.
Yep.
April of '82.
Yep.
Everybody remember this magazine? The commemorative magazine about Eddie? Or was it the other one? I think, oh, no, it is this one. Okay. Everybody remembers the Van Halen comic. The comic that they talk about how Beat It was written.
You are such a
how it all
nerd,
happened.
Keith. You really are. I just want to point that out, bro.
Well, that's I hate to say it, but isn't that why you guys invited me on to be a co-host?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
So when did
and then, of course, here.
when did it open? When if that were true, it would have had to have been at least on what date?
Well, if you do the timeline of everything that was done, it was after the 82 tour was over with, okay? And it was before they went to South America, okay? So we're talking late 82. That's when it was recorded.
Yeah,
Now,
that's exactly right. Mm-hmm.
And
interesting. Also, not to cut you off, Keith, but Ryan Hall gives an explanation the way that he had heard it, and that's exactly the first way I had heard it, the way Ryan says it out here. And it was, and R2, R3 also asked, well, where was it recorded? Sunset Sound.
And that's a big conflict because there are so many different stories about it. There were people who also were at round tables in Sunset Sound saying that it was recorded at Westlake Studios as well.
Yep.
Which is where all of Thriller was recorded.
Ryan Hall's got a great memory, guys. This last played it and changed it up before Michael Jackson got there, and just said to tell Michael Jackson I changed it up a bit. That's a quote. Yeah. That's very well done, Ryan.
He did. He took one of the verses and made it into the backbeat for the solo instead of it being what they wanted to use the chorus as a backing for the solo. So that's right. Why they cut it all up. And that's why everything got screwed up on the STMP, on the tape.
Yep.
And once that gets cut, you can't change it. So they had to go back and remaster everything and redo it that way. But it shows it all during that timeline. And 5150 wasn't built yet. So he could not have recorded it there.
So could the story here, just to go one way, could the story here be half true that he just that did happen, but he went somewhere else, him and Don, and recorded it?
Exactly. That's what my guess is. And my biggest guess would be they went to Sunset because that's Don's playground.
That makes sense.
He was the lead engineer
in their backyard. So. Quite literally in their backyard.
I mean, it does. But why Luke would say that like that?
I don't know. But, I also go back to Doug Messenger being interviewed at Sunset Sound as well. And he talked in depth about the Beat It scenario because he also said that Eddie used a rented amp, and he said also that he had gotten Ronnie Montrose's amp for Eddie and presented it to him during that time. So it's like a lot of weird things stirring around.
Well, true, but all the while, Steve Lukather did play a lot on the Michael Jackson stuff, on the rhythm.
He was the lead,
right. Basically, whether Toto he's just getting his story half wrong or
all of Toto was the backing band for the Michael Jackson album, pretty much. It was him, Jeff Porcaro, David Pash, everybody from Toto was on there.
Andy Carson asked an interesting question, Keith and Tony. Didn't he asked if they didn't start recording 1984 at 5150 in early 83?
Yes. And by then, Thriller was already out.
Yeah, that's the
first thing that Eddie recorded in 5150, his words, was Jump. He did the keys for Jump in 5150. First thing he did.
Yeah, I've heard him say you are that is a great point right there.
Right.
Yeah.
And yes, R2, the Bertinelli brothers did help build it. And yes, R2. Chris Gill also said the same thing.
Yes. Yeah, it's funny. we investigate so many sources, being that we're a Van Halen
I'm
show.
gonna grab some tea real quick. Be right back.
It's funny, you guys. I'll sit back and I'll think about it, and I'll say, where did I hear this from? And me and Keith and Tony just before the show, and Sandra, I wish you all could have been there. I wish we were live and we all started talking about it.
And we were, and Tony was the worst because he wasn't sure whether or not we should talk about it.
Yeah.
But, here are just 3 little pieces of evidence.
Yeah.
This book, this
Well,
magazine.
You didn't even need those. We were right off the top of our head going, "Wait a minute, something's not lining up here."
Exactly. Yeah, and I remember all the Steve Rosen interviews from back in the day. Even talk about it, and that's why I pull up Tone Chaser because it goes in depth on that.
That's right.
He has an entire chapter about Beat It,
and it's all tape. We know, that's the beauty of Brad and Chris and Steve Rosen. We trust every word that comes out of those mouths because they're the guys.
Yeah,
they are the guys. I can remember reading I say this all the time. I remember reading their articles back in the day. We still read them today. We still go back and read those articles. They are time capsules.
Yes, and I have to thank Steve for this again. Oh my God,
it was really nice.
I used to. My sister gave this to me one year for Christmas when it first came out. She put it as a stocking stuffer, and I lost it in a move when I was moving around here in San Diego. And when I went to go up and see him, he was like, "Oh, keep it. I've got duplicates." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" He's like, "No, go ahead."
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Love that man. He is such a giving, but he's also a fan as well. That's why I love his book. His perspective is off the freaking rails, and I cannot say enough for him. I cannot say enough bad, about him as well. I mean, he's such a great guy. And I thank you, Tony, for starting this and getting hooked up with him with Show Me Your Pick.
Who's this now?
Steve.
I'm just getting back.
Steve Rosen.
Right on.
Thank you. Because if I hadn't gotten on with you guys, I would have not gotten involved with this entire scenario and gotten to meet the man as well.
Right.
But thank you.
Good stories, Keith. Good stories.
Oh, God.
Iced tea is a little icy. I had an extra tea because I know one ain't enough. I put it in the freezer and forgot about it.
Oh, you got a nice slushy. A tea slushy.
Nice, just on top. Nice and cold.
Guys, it was 72 degrees here day before yesterday. I can't even
It's warmer there than it is here in San Diego.
That's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
It's not going to last. No, certainly not.
It better not.
Yeah.
This is my winter now. It's going to be like, low 50s and
thank you, Sandra.
Miserable.
Right on. So next week we're going to have Lewis from Fairfield Guitar right here. Yeah.
He's he's coming up, all the other stuff that he's been doing is getting discontinued now. He's changing his direction, and I can't wait to see what he comes up with for the future.
He's got some stuff in his back pocket that he's going to be pulling out for us next week. So keep our mouths shut, but it'll be good.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Anybody who's been following him on Instagram sees what he's been doing. He got a nice day of weather today, so he got to spray his Star guitar white today. So he's been busy. Happy for the man. He's doing well.
Excellent.
Yeah, dude. Excuse me. Goodness. I didn't just do that, did I? I did I? I did.
Yeah, you did.
I did. Sorry.
Yeah, you did.
Uh-oh.
You're fired. Clean out your desk.
I'll get a spanking.
So we got a lot of great shows coming, you guys. Charlotte is kicking right now.
We got a lot of roads we got to wander down. we got to get past this winter and get all squared away there and get ready for spring. A lot of shows here in the spring. Um, Main Street, #1, and we will
Yeah.
be hitting the road, because all roads,
That's right.
you know
Mhm.
that.
They do.
Get
But
the show
yeah,
on the road.
so you
That's
will
how it
see
rolls,
us
boys.
Bumping
burning
thunder.
up the damn roads here once we get in to spring.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah,
on a absolutely positive note, there's only 300 days left till Halloween.
that's right. And
I'll mention it from time to time so you
Oh
guys don't
man.
miss it.
um,
I actually reposted a picture from Halloween on Twitter today.
It's priceless.
Oh
Priceless,
God,
dude.
that was so much fun.
You knocked that out of the park, brother.
man, I can't believe
Yeah.
I can't believe that the album 1984 is 39 years old, dude.
Yeah, we're getting old, dude.
I mean,
I remember that concert like it was yesterday.
So do I.
January 28th, 1984, 2 days after Eddie's birthday. And I'm right there in front of him. Oh, and he's jumping right at me. And I'm sitting there with my little 110 Instamatic camera taking pictures at him.
right on.
And then later on that night, go freaking figure, I end up meeting him and shooting pool with the guy.
What is in your wallet?
Yeah, right?
Priceless. Yeah,
Holy
dude.
crap.
1984 was a magical.
Yeah.
But 39 years ago, though, I mean, I can see 20, some, maybe.
Yeah, I know.
39.
That's the thing.
Oh, man.
I always
Jesus
look back and
Christ.
think 20 years ago. Okay, that's the 1980s. No, that was 2002. People, 2003.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
Yep. Hey, Mikey Mojo, right on, bro.
Mojo,
What's up,
You,
Mikey?
brother?
what's going on, brother?
Very cool, man.
Yeah. Yeah, 39 years. Damn.
Mm-hmm. That was one hell of a show too. God, remember how massive that stage was.
I know.
I mean, it put the Diver Down stage and the Fair Warning stage to shame. It was like
Mhm.
twice as big as it was like the two of them put together. That's how big it was. It was just insane. God, I love the backdrops though.
It's huge.
I think of all the stages, that's my favorite is the 1984 stage. Although #2 probably is the 81 stage, but I kind of
like
like
Alex's
the
drums.
80 stage too.
Yeah. They're all good, man. They're all
The
good.
80s stage
Yeah.
reminded me of kind of like the drum riser reminded me of a UFO that Alex's drum kit landed on.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
but what I love most about the 84 stage was the one backdrop with all the falling scaffolding and the clouds. And, when they changed the lighting, it made the clouds change. It was just so cool. It looked so ominous.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wow. And then you had, Hammer Guy. And then you had the other, the grid pattern on it as well. But those scaffolds was just like, wow, that was just killer look. I remember
I don't know how user friendly that stage was because Alex and Eddie were really, really high up on the 84 tour, or when Ed played the keyboards.
Yeah, he was
But
actually higher than
Alex
Alex.
was,
Yeah.
they were really high though.
And if you remember, Mikey had his keyboards over there on the opposite side as well.
Yeah.
Because he was playing keyboards when they were doing I'll Wait.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I remember Dave just like rolling around on stage singing "I'll Wait." It was right after they did his sword show.
Wasn't that something?
Yeah, they did a sword show, and then did Everybody Wants Some, and then after that they did "I'll Wait." And
Mm-hmm.
but my head exploded when I first heard him start playing "Girl Gone Bad." Oh, the arm hair just went doink, right up the spine too. Just hearing that
Yeah.
performance, because if anybody remembers, they did a little interlude to that on the US Festival,
That's
and
exactly right. They did.
yeah, and
Well,
we didn't get to hear it until
they did at the time though. It was good to see that they did do a lot of stuff, most of the stuff off of 1984. You know,
yeah.
that's
Well, let's
always
see.
good to see. Not just one or two songs, but
No,
they
they
did the meat of the damn album.
yeah they even did a House of Pain. You know, they I think the only one they didn't do was Top Jimmy. If I think about it, yeah.
Yeah.
Top
I mean,
Jimmy and the Rhythm Pigs. They used to
yeah.
play the whiskey. They were regulars.
Hmm.
He'd Jimmy
I
would
like that song too,
Jimmy'd
by
be in
the
the
way.
dressing room, and
Going on record.
uh, it'd be traditional when they came to the club that Mario would always. He loved the Rhythm Pigs. He loved Jimmy. Jimmy had a
Yeah.
huge history with him and Mario in the clubs, especially the whiskey. And I can still hear Jimmy's voice. Red Keller walked up. He opened the door and he said, "Jimmy," he said, "Mario just called. We're sending up a package for you boys," meaning he's going to send some liquor.
Hmm.
He says, "Well, what can we get for you? How about a couple of cases of beer?" And Jimmy he just looks at me, he doesn't say a word. He goes, "Whiskey." That's the only word that came out of his mouth. Whiskey. And Red was like arguing with him. He didn't want to bring whiskey up because that was expensive. He wanted to bring beer up for the guys. And Jimmy would not hear of it. And he kept saying whiskey until Red finally just put his hand. He said, "Oh, you got it." And Carlos Guitarlos, uh, what an outstanding character. He's getting up in age, guys. He shows up at Norm's Rare Guitar a few times a year. He's a regular in there. Um, but I remember when he was young, and he was the shit. He really was the shit. For Top Jimmy, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Top Jimmy and the Rhythm Pigs, but they have a massive catalog. It's huge. There's You can find some video of them. You should check it out and seriously check it out and
He's
check
the
out Jimmy.
king.
Um, just iconic stuff from the late 70s and early 80s. Uh, so cool that David Lee Roth and Van Halen decided to write a song about him. Just to cast him in history. So you might check it out. Gotta check it out, guys. Carlos
There were
Catania.
actually a
That's
couple
right.
of performances where Dave went up there and sang with him as well.
That's right. That's exactly
Yeah.
right. Yep. Yep. Nice guys, man. Class act.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. You remember this, Keith?
Oh yeah.
When it
I,
worked?
yeah, when it works, yes. And if anybody who's a geek
I was at a
doesn't
fair
notice it,
warning show that it didn't work.
yeah,
Um,
it,
I was at two that did work, but the um,
it worked at my garden
Greensboro
show.
show, as famous of a show as that is, it didn't work.
Yeah, it worked in LA.
Yeah, it
I
worked
think
at the garden.
uh who was that Jay said his favorite stage was Fair Warning, I believe, favorite tour stage presence.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Jay, he was at those North Carolina shows in the '80s. He was. Yep. But now,
Interesting question, you guys. Ed asked the question: isn't it true that Van Halen never played Top Jimmy live? I've never heard them play
Never,
Top Jimmy
never
yeah,
played.
personally. All the times I saw them, so I that's my
Because
answer would be
it
I've
was
never seen it.
played with a Ripley guitar,
That's
and
right.
Eddie never toured with it.
Yeah,
You know, he only brought 3 guitars with him, 4 guitars maybe,
yeah.
4 guitars. Yeah, he had the 5150, the 1984, the Hoffer Teacher, and the little guitar.
Now, so this is from the Fair Warning tour.
Yep.
Now they had a couple of these started that year, and that thing, it's up here the whole time, and at the end, it just folds down. Okay, like that.
Mhm.
Same thing with the 1984 stage, the
Yeah.
1984
Mhm.
just comes down,
Mhm.
and the following year, 86 rather, on the Eat 'em and Smile tour, the same one, RO or DAVE or ROTH, I can't remember which one it was, but maybe both.
Actually, the entire lighting rig, it would say David, then Lee, then Roth.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But it folded down like that.
Yep.
It was an extension from the ideas from the staging with Angelus and Dave and
Hmm.
whoever else architect those things, you know, in
Picasso
80,
Brothers.
81 and after, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, but
Yeah,
they didn't
Ryan's
always work.
no.
No.
Ryan made a comment. Johnny Bean has a Ripley. I believe he does. Ryan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's got a black
yeah.
one.
Pretty familiar with his guitars, and yes, he does. It's a
Mhm.
real nice guitar. It's one of his prized possessions, actually. Very cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course it
Uh,
is.
and he says he had
Better
the
be.
yellow double neck Kramer as well. Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
The
Didn't
road
see him
crew would.
perform Secrets though.
Mikey Mojo says the road crew would put the wings on upside down and piss the band off.
Yeah,
That's
actually,
awesome.
if you pull that back up, you look at the way the V is set up, you can see where it's backwards, and the rigging on the lights are totally wrong. So if you look on the right
You
side of the
see?
V,
Yeah,
it's
you're
it's
exactly right.
backwards, you
Yep.
know. And
Yep.
if you look at
Yeah.
the top part of the left side of the H, it's the wrong section as well.
You're right. It's flipped the wrong way.
Yeah,
Right.
Good eyes, bro. Good eyes, man.
yeah, yeah. I noticed that years ago. Yeah, because of the
Oh
bottom.
yeah.
Look at the bottom wing on the V.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But as Dave said many times, though, that their staging in 81 for that time was as big as anybody else who carried a rock show out on the road. So the crew was
Oh yeah.
largely unfamiliar with that size of a production that, so if they didn't put it, they didn't attach something, they didn't store it, they didn't do it the same way each night. I'm sure they didn't, and they
Yeah.
didn't put that thing together the same way each night either. I bet. You
Mhm.
know.
You actually own a shirt that says Rome wasn't built in a day, but Van Halen's stages were.
Nice.
um,
Yeah,
but
that's one
but
of
yeah,
Lighting Rig's
those those
shirts.
those old things though. Now there's jumbotrons. I think Van Halen started doing
Yeah,
that like
they were the first
95,
one.
right?
95, the Balance Tour. They were the first one to have a mobilized jumbotron
Indoors though, not
indoors. Indoors,
indoors,
yes.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of bands would do it on the big stadium tour shows or whatever, but nobody did it on an indoor tour. until
Yeah.
Van Halen. They broke a lot of ground on everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. Kids, we're gonna wind things down here. Um,
This has been fun, you
where are
guys.
we at? We're
What's our
at
time frame
about
here?
90 minutes right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me give you guys a couple of heads up on a couple of things. Next week, right here, we will have Lewis from Fairfield Guitars with us. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
can't wait for that. That's going to be fun. This Saturday night, after a long work week, after a holiday, they always seem to be a little harder.
Holiday.
Um, this Saturday here on the channel, Saturday night, we're going to be talking about Jeff Healey on
I
Yeah.
Show Your
love
Pick.
Jeff Healey. Absolutely love Jeff Healey. My favorite
That's
Canadian band.
I
Right
was
there.
just going
episode
to say that. Yeah.
129. Yeah,
One of my
you'll see a
favorites.
lot of Jeff
Absolutely.
Healey guitar picks, and we'll talk a lot of Jeff Healey Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love Jeff
and
Healey.
might have some pizza and a burger too.
hmm
Nice.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was lucky enough to have seen him at a show in New Jersey back in, I believe it was '99 at the
Mm.
Trade Winds in
You
Seabright.
are fortunate to
And
have seen him.
yeah, and he also handed me a pick as well.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah, one of those big triangular picks that he always used.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome. That
I
is
know.
awesome.
Yeah.
And like along with half all my Van Halen stuff and my NASCAR and all my guitar picks, it was lost in that move. It's just like,
Lost.
oh yeah. Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
It happens. It
Stolen. Let
happens,
me
bro.
correct myself. Stolen.
I feel
I
you,
was
Stolen.
dude.
I was about to say, Charles, we've just found our guest for this weekend, but then he said that he
Oh,
lost it. That
I knew what
you
was
ain't got
coming
no
because he
pick.
told me that story,
You ain't
bro.
got no pick.
Stolen. It
No,
was
You
my
can't
heart
stolen.
come,
goes.
bro.
My
I
heart
wish I
goes
had
out
it.
to him.
I wish I had. I have so many wonderful picks.
No, I'm
I
kidding,
had
dude.
a nice rare collection. A
Yeah.
Satriani pick, a Joe Perry pick from 1985 when they were doing the Dunwich Mirrors tour. You know, I just like really great collection that I had. It was just like
Yes.
it wasn't a big collection or anything. I mean, the collection I have now is huger than I have then. But I had
So
some
you
nice rare
know
ones.
what that means though, Keith. So if you come on the show Saturday and you tell your Jeff Healey story, that means you won't be eligible for 10 shot rock and roll trivia.
But I've already told my Jeff Healey story just now.
Not enough of it, though.
Oh, it was. Oh, come on! It was just a
We're
great
trying to
story.
drag him out of the chat for you
We're
guys.
tried to help you
We're
guys
doing our
out.
best.
You guys don't need to see enough of me. Well, on Saturday as well. Come on,
We're
stop.
going to be giving away a Metallica Kurt Hammett pick this
Oh,
Saturday.
Right
nice.
All
there.
right. By the
Very
Very
nice.
way.
cool. Very
By
cool.
the way, yeah. So that's Saturday right here. Jeff Healey, Saturday night. Come hang out with us.
Cool.
Brendan, Charles, Sandra, myself, probably Keith. Yeah,
Oh, goodness gracious!
Jeff Healey.
Damn, I need a Kirk Hammett pick in my collection now. Damn it.
Everyone needs one.
Yeah, just like everybody
Yeah.
needs a $50,000 greedy.
And yeah. So we hope that your new year is off to a smooth start. Mine is off to a smooth start. Getting things done in 2023, waiting for spring. Not holding our breath, but man,
But hold on to your butt cheeks. It's going to be a fun one this year, especially
Yeah,
with
it
these
is.
two knuckleheads.
Yeah.
We
Waiting
got some
on spring.
plans.
I'm already
We got
set
some
up
plans.
to see Steel Panther, Queensryche, Marty Friedman, Trauma. Freaking
Jeez.
good God, I
Trauma.
can't believe it. Trauma is touring. Wow. And that's just in the next 2 months.
All original members aside from Cliff?
I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. That, by the way, that's Cliff Burton's original band. Well, one of his original bands. There were a couple of bands before that, but in 80, 81,
Right.
82,
But that was a
83.
band he was in before he joined Metallica.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was a band he
Yeah.
was most known for, yeah.
Yeah.
Exodus.
Exodus, yep.
Yeah.
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 Lars and James, God, they were young, man. They would come into the club and they'd hang out. They'd be backstage hanging out. And their sole purpose, I didn't realize at the time, was to poach him and drag him into Metallica. I mean, that's what they were doing. They were trying to find him as a bass player. Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
All right,
So,
kids.
yeah.
We're going to beat it out of town. Thanks to everybody for watching. Leave a thumbs up on the video and
Yep.
and please share these videos on your social media sites. That's much appreciated. It helps us grow here.
And
So
if you like
please
the
share
shows, don't
these
forget to
out.
subscribe too.
Yeah, check and
Because
see,
we
make
always like
sure
them.
you're subscribed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally free.
Yep.
We give you
Nothing.
money.
Yep. And you can be in the
Yeah,
chat regardless of whether you're
that's
subscribed or
right.
not. Mm-hmm.
Money in an
Yeah.
envelope. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yep.
Thanks
We're
for
giving
being
away free
here.
money here.
We'll be here next week talking all things Van Halen with Lewis of Fairfield Guitar. I hadn't made a card yet otherwise, but we'll get one prepared between now and then. Everybody have a great week. It's so nice to see you guys. See you this weekend. If not, see you next Wednesday right here, Halenville Live. Any
Cheers
last
to you
words
all.
there, Charles Green?
Hey, guys, just don't forget, this is Halenville. Around here, it doesn't matter if you go north, south, east, or west. Every single road is going to lead you straight to Van Halen, you guys. Be well. Have a great week. Do something nice for someone. It's a new year. You'll feel better. And rock on.
Right on.
Oh, yeah.